Hello and welcome to Ultimate League Season 14, Round 10, the finale. Let's hide the logo there because it's time for a wet qualifying for the finale here of this very season where we saw a lot of things happening. A big rivalry between Levioso Sports Art and Mayhem Racing, which is going to come to an end here today. Mayhem are 26 points behind, as you can see on the constructor standings there. It's very far reach for them to be able to, but they are mathematically able to steal it from LSA should they perform better. Also, you may have noticed everyone's names end in S. That is because a staple of Ultimate League history and culture, Mr. Urist McPrawl himself, as Marion goes on to provisional pole. Mr. Urist himself is having his 100th Ultimate League race in a row. So big applause to him, and everyone is congratulating him by changing their name. We've got Marion on provisional pole. She's driving for FGR. Which looks a lot like an FLF car, but trust me, it is FGR. And now Kader is up to the front row. Noms beats him. Looks like Noms is finishing his lap times a bit later than everybody. Hope there's no issues to do with that. But we've got Marion still holding on to provisional pole of 30.38. Heard reports that SCP's very own driver, Charge JT, has been unstoppable in practice races. He's currently provisionally in 5th place, but qualifying's about to come to an end. Charge JT improves up to 4th, but Marion Frias will start from pole position with what might be her final race for now in Ultimate League. Noms emergency reserve for RMC starts from the front row. Great qualifying from him. Kader starts from 3rd. He's been incredible the whole season. You can put up the driver's standings here. He has just had a great run of top 10 results, top 5s, top 6s at some points even. Charge GT, oh, I turned on the logo. Charge GT starts from 4th. It looks like him and Kader are tied though, so we'll have to see who starts from where. Razim starts from 5th place, Nandi from 6th, Corvid from 7th, Nuno from 8th, the LSA's 6th and 8th. Kraft starts from 9th and Danimator 10th, so Mayhem's are 5th and 10th, and I believe it might be Razim's, or I don't know, he might be driving next season. I'm not too sure. Urist in his 100th race starts with a great qualifying up in 11th. Nico in 12th, it's Matimar in 13th, Sexy Digga in 14th, Mr. Bubbles reserving for RMC in 15th, Pumpkin in his final race in UL for a while, he starts 16th, Anti only down in 17th, and our beloved Goose starts in 18th position. That's the qualifying. Let's move on to the race as soon as everybody readies up. In the meantime, here you can check out the standings. Nuno has already clinched the World Drivers' Championship. He is simply too far ahead for anyone to catch up to him in this final round, and it's more of a show of skill to go and fight for high positions, as well as, of course, to help his team get the Constructors' Championship.
Mention some of the special liveries here, because there are quite a few of them today. If you didn't mind, we've got the gift wrapped Flow Force, the special livery there, multicolored, celebrating the race in Adelaide today. The RMC as a farewell to the original crew, Cato taking a break. Flow Force, Marion, Frias, and the home race for Corvid, and of course the LYR 100 for Eurus.
Yep. A lot of nice little special liveries as we start off, and it's a lot of drivers starting in the softs here, and we've got a bit of a nice and calm start at the front, but of course in the midfield we're always going to have a bit of chaos here and there. Nandi forces in his way through Nuno. Oh, going through the gravel. I believe that has been turned to grassville. Matty also trying to get some move on there. Charge GT, Noms and Marion battling for the lead. Charge GT already in the top position, but Marion's fighting him. Handy's forced to grass. So is Sexy Digger behind Matimar with a great start. He is up in 6th position at the current moment. We've got these three fighting each other for the lead. Then we've got Kraft and Kader and Matimar. Kraft makes a mistake. Matimar as well. Oh, looks like a bit of a lag rocket there between Matty and Razim, and Corvid is also involved in this pack. It's just a crazy little pack here behind the top three who have easily ran away here. Charge AT Noms looks to have made a bit of a mistake there while going side by side with Joe, and Joe is now with Marion here together, and he's got the fastest lap now at 29.18, but they're all started on the softs. And in fact, the top 9, Matimar, a huge hit into the grass there, and he drops a few positions. A lot of drivers on the softs. Danimator and Nico Minardi are the highest on non-soft compounds, on mediums and hards respectively. Matimar there really goes on the inside. Quite an aggressive move. Marion and Charge AT looks to just be slipstreaming Marion for now. They have lost Noms, who is now getting caught up to by Kader. Then we've got Kraft, Razim behind Danimator and Nuno, and oh, Danimator shunted into the wall there. Nuno also struggling to maintain composure next to Matty. Matty sometimes has issues with other drivers, but we're hoping that once this chaos from the start of the race subsides, everyone will be able to calm down. We got Hnandi in 9th, we got Nico Minardi in 10th on those hard tyres. Charge AT has gotten past Marion and is now Marion who's holding right back behind him. It's still Noms and Kader, Kraft and Razim. They've managed to separate themselves quite well. Matty driving alongside the LSAs here. There's also Corvid, we got Danimator. We got another crash. We got Kader asking for a switch with Noms. Kraft asking for Slip, I believe, from Razim. But he looks to be losing it somewhat. Matty just holding on to the back of Nuno, but they've got a lot of cars behind them, so there's a lot of pressure on the mat. He tries to go for a bit of a move on the inside. Not sure if that was intended or not. Charge GT, Marion still as they were. Is anyone gonna pit at the end of lap 7? The softs minimum length looks to be 7 laps, but I'm sure the UL drivers are able to extend them a bit longer. Noms, what has happened to him? He's dropped down to 6th. Kader running by himself in 3rd now, with a good gap ahead of this pack behind them. Kraft and Razim have been caught up to as well. Doesn't look like any pitters so far. Oh, someone down there, Noms, went into the pits, hit the pit wall, I believe. Corvid is also pitting off the soft tyres. Corvid onto another set of softs, and Noms onto a set of medium tyres. Action, we got Nico Minardi managed to get himself all the way up into 6th, and he's on the hard tyres, so this is a very, very big accomplishment. Managed to play that slip game, and he'll be able to profit off of it when everyone else will have to pit, as most do now. We've got even Marion Frias and Charge ET into the pits. Everyone off the softs now after 8 laps, apart from just a fair few. Nico Minardi in the race lead, but he's touched a few bits of grass here and there. He's lost some time. Marion Frias has exited out, already up into 2nd, and she's lost Charge GT, who's down in 4th, looking to catch that Danimator slip and get back into the conversation. Pumpkin now on those worn medium tyres is up into 7th, and he's into the pits now. Danimator still staying out, hoping for some slipstream from Charge GT maybe. It looks like he's already lost it, however. He'll have to pit at the end of this lap. We got Charge GT is in fact on the hard tyres, Marion Frias on the softs. Charge GT playing the long game as Kader overtakes Nandi here, who's stayed out on those soft tyres for 10 laps. The same can be said for his teammate Nuno, who's currently at the lead of this pack of him, Razim, and Kraft. Razim goes for a move on the inside, unable to make anything of it as Nuno into the not Nuno, as Nandi and Danimator enter the pits. We got Matimar up in 8th ahead of Noms, who has had a bit of a mare after having a good start. It looks like, I think he got into some sort of incident or just made a mistake, and that's how he lost so much time. And then he pitted at a different time than anyone else. So it's interesting what happened there. Marion Frias, Charge GT not too far behind despite being on those hard tires. We'll compare their lap time soon enough. Nico Nardi still holding on to third on those worn hards, followed by Kader. Then it's Nuno and Razim. They look to have lost Kraft. Kraft's got a pack behind him. He's got Corvid, Matty, and Noms all fighting now for 7th position. Nico Minardi is into the pits and he goes for another set of hard tires. He's taken these 12 laps. He'll probably try and take the next one's 12 laps as well. Marian about to lap Goose now, who's having a nice little leisurely stroll in 18th, no requirements upon him. Corvid is now at the lead of this pack. Kraft has found himself at the very back in 9th. Corvid just looking to try and hold on and get some good lap times here. Let's see, Marion Frias 29.42, Charge GT 29.78, only 3/10 slower on hards compared to Marion Softs. That is quite an impressive result. Marion Softs starting to wear out now, of course, but still very good pace from Charge GT. As I said before, reports that he's been very fast in practice, and he may be able to show that to us here today in the race. In fact, of course, take a look at the driver's standings. It was Charge GT who won the last race at Hungaroring after not winning since Singapore in season 12, and he's looking to make that 3 wins now and 2 wins in 2 races. If he can make this hard strategy work, which it's looking quite well. He's actually gotten a lap time 4/10 faster than Marion just this lap. Let's take a look down the field. Anything other interesting going on? Nuno has caught up to Kader and is going to challenge him soon for the podium, both on worn softs. Razim has lost him a little bit, but he's still not too far off, just about under 2 seconds in 5th, Noms in 6th, Kraft in 7th, Matimar in 8th. They've got Nandi and Danimator approaching 9th and 10th. Danimator now takes advantage of Nandi's mistake to overtake him for 9th. We've got Nuno and Razim into the pits now onto fresh sets of soft tires. It's that time of race again, and Marion Frias looks to have pitted as well. We've got Charge JT up in the lead of the race, 6 seconds ahead of Kader in 2nd, who is on very worn soft tires, now saying B, he will box this lap. Marion Frias still can't wait, looking for that move, and does overtake. No incident between them, very nice and clean. Noms also into the pits. Matimar hits the pit wall there, you could see in the background, which will cost him some time, unfortunately. Been talking non-stop for 8 minutes. Gotta get a drink of water. Mr. Bubbles now exits the pits. So let's have a little rundown. We got Charge AT chilling 6 seconds ahead of Marion Frias now. Marion Frias on those fresh softs is looking to just get as fast laps as possible to try and catch him. Danimator is now up into 3rd, but those are pretty worn medium tires. He's got Nuno on fresh softs behind him, and then Nandi up in 5th on worn softs, and Anti is now all the way up in 6th on worn hards. Not seen a lot of them. I have been prioritizing the top 10 a bit, but it looks like he's opting for a bit of an alternative strategy. Corvid in 7th, Kader in 8th on medium tires now, Razim in 9th, Nico Minardi in 10th on fairly worn hards. Noms is down in 11th, Kraft in 12th, Matimar in 13th. They're all on fresh softs, waiting for some of those people who haven't pitted yet to pit off their worn tires, such as Nandi and Antti surely will be going into the pits pretty soon. Nandi looks to be opting for a four-stopper here. I believe he'll be pitting this lap. Yeah, he looks to be going for 10 lap softs, but I don't think it's working quite well for him. Eurist in his 100th race, he's running in 14th. Not too bad for him. But he did qualify 11th, probably had some issues there at the start. Uh, you know how chaotic the starts can get here in Ultimate League. We got Sexy Digger in 15th, Danimator now down in 14th, but he's just pitted. So it's a bit more understandable. Pumpkin running in 16th in his final UL race. Mr. Bubbles in 17th. I'm not sure if this is his debut race, but if it is, he's doing quite swell. Goose is just chilling over here. He is now spectating. He's right behind Matimar, who's now up into 10th as a result of Nandi and Antti petting. I'll give you a breather now. It's Marion back in the lead of the race as Charge AT has pitted for fresh mediums. Charge AT only 3 seconds behind Marion Frias. We got Corvid with the fastest lap. He's all the way up in the 4th now. Has had a nice little soft stint. Kader asking for a switch. He's got fresher tires, even if they're mediums. Doesn't look like he's getting it. Corvid, of course. Corvid into the pits. That explains it. Kader moves up to 4th. Razim up to 5th. Nico Minardi on quite worn hard tires. He's up into 6th position. He will probably be pitting at the end of this lap. He's doing those 12 lap hard stints, which is quite interesting juxtaposed with Nandi's 10 lap soft stints, which are very very much more extreme. Matimar following behind him now, and Nandi has actually caught up to Nico Minardi just now. Nico Minardi stays out for an extra lap, and we're now on the halfway point of the Australian Grand Prix. Probably also quite nice to mention, this is Corvid's home race, and there is, I think there's an Australian flag on that FGR livery as a result somewhere there. Yeah, you see it on the rear wing there is the Australian flag. It's mostly pink to celebrate Marion Frias's few season stint at FGR. And of course, the World Drivers' Championship that she got for them last season, I believe. But of course, they put in that Australian flag there to also commemorate Corvid's home race. And for his home race, he's currently doing quite well in 7th. Matimar up in 6th, but he will have to pit very soon. And he does say B. He will box now. Corvid makes some contact with Matimar. It's not anything major though. Matimar hits the pit wall again, and this time it's really bad. Completely stops his car momentum. Very unlucky. Charge AT leading the race once more. Marion Frias had to pit for another set of soft tires. The interesting question is which one of these drivers will end up winning thanks to their strategy. Marion Frias just staying with that soft strategy. Charge AT used the hards to gain an advantage on just having one less lap than Marion Frias, and will be hoping to exploit that as much as possible. But his medium's now wearing out quite a bit. Marion Frias' softs still fresh, and it might be the case that Charge AT will have to pit before Marion Frias next has to pit. Looks like Goose has also smashed into the pit wall, judging by his orientation on the track. Poor guy. Charge AT in 1st, Marion Frias in 2nd. We got Nuno just chilling on the podium here with his personal best lap, last lap at 29.18. So he's feeling that pace now, but he is 5 seconds behind Marion Frias. So it's a bit of a difficult task to try and catch up unless you're rewarded by something like rain. We had a wet quali, of course, but we've not had any rain so far yet this race. Just quite lucky for some drivers who are going for those softs only strategies. Hnandi in fourth. His softs are once again worn, and it seems that we always manage to find him right when he's about to pit because it's lap 30. We got Corvid is now up into fifth. We got Kader in sixth, Razim in seventh. All over the place, everyone has been. Let's have a reminder of constructors right now. It's 375 and a half points for LSA and 349 for Mayhem. For the sake of simplification, 375 and 349 is pretty much the same thing. Looks like someone else, I think that was not Mr. Bubbles. Was that Noms who hit the pit wall? No, I don't think so. Someone hit the pit wall there again. Pit wall looks to be the most dangerous thing on the track here today. Charge GT has pitted for a fresh set of hard tyres, and he's 2.5 seconds behind Marion, 3 seconds ahead of Nuno. Corvid is up into fourth. That's because Hnandi has pitted for another set of soft tyres, and he's driving alongside Nico Minardi now. We've got clouds coming soon. Does that mean we will see rain? Anyways, back onto topic, onto the constructors. 375 and 349 points. Those are the point tallies of LSA and Mayhem. And currently, if I'm not mistaken, there is a point system in Ultimate League. So let me just find it real quick. Let's watch Charge GT. Marion Frias into the pits. Charge GT into the lead of the race on lap 33 once again. He's looking to just simply dominate. If he can, of course he can. He's doing quite well for himself. Where's the point system? There it is. Alright. As things stand, of course, Nuno now up in second because Marion has just pitted, but he will have to pit soon as well. As things stand, that's 25 points for Nuno. Where's Nandi? Where are you? Sixth. He's sixth. 25 and 15. That's 40 points for them. Mayhem's not so much. That's 11th and 13th. That's only 12 points. So LSA are fully on track to seal the Constructors' Championship title. And with such a crazy lineup like Nuno and Hnandi, it would be near impossible for them to fail. But very good performances from Mayhem regardless. They had Buddha come in, they had Danimator Razim also, who won in Arctic Circle. So it's just been quite a great season for them. Despite not being able to beat LSA in the end, they did challenge him here and there throughout the season. Charge GT running in that lead. A 30.03 lap time on those hard tyres, on those fairly fresh hard tyres. Marion Frias has a 29.45 lap time on those fairly fresh softs. Nuno on very fresh hard tyres, 31.32. That might be because he's just exited the pits. Hnandi up in fourth quite solidly now, makes a mistake on the grass, however. Kader in fifth, followed by Corvid, our homeboy, in sixth. Nico Minardi is in seventh, followed by Razim in eighth, but Nico Minardi makes a mistake. Razim squeezes through. Nico will take that slipstream. Noms in ninth, starting from the front row. Then he had a bit of an issue after the first stint, but ninth is not too bad for him. Kraft in 10th, Matty Mar on the cusp of a top 10, but those hard tyres are starting to get worn. So I imagine that won't be the case for too much longer. Gus has stopped racing for now, he's just chilling. Got Mr. Bubbles, Pumpkin, Urist driving around. Urist just about a second and a half behind Sexy Digger. Any action? Mr. Bubbles into the pits. Someone else is into the pits there. It's Nico Minardi going onto his final set of hard tyres for the final 12 laps. We're already in the final 12 laps. Not much has happened in the race, but it's been a fairly good race for Charge JT, who has been quite dominant here, and he's into the final 10 laps. I think he will have to pit one more time. judging by his tire wear. Manimar now asking someone to slip. Let's see. He's asking Anti to slip. He's on very fresh hard tires. Anti's on slightly more worn hard tires. That's why he's asking him to slipstream. He's got better tires. He's got 31.80, of course, because he's just exited the pits. Actually, quite interesting maybe to note that battle for 7th place between Neon Sunset, RMC, and LYR. Neon Sunset currently lead. Oh, the clutch has jammed on Guz's car. That's some Neon Sunset mechanical issue. Legally I am not allowed to comment on that. Anyways, battle for P7, Neon Sunset 5 points ahead of RMC, but Noms has had quite a good race. He's up in 6th now, 15 points. Mr. Bubbles, I think, is the other RMC, right? So that's 16 points for RMC. Neon Sunset, it is 7 points. So that is 9 points RMC are gaining on them, and RMC would be able to go up into 7th position unless Noms, of course, loses some positions. He's on worn tires. A lot of people on worn tires. Charge AT is out. 5 seconds out of Marion Frias on fresh soft tires, and he's basically guaranteed this race win. Of course he has. He's played it all right throughout the whole race. Just incredible pace on the softs as well. Nuno is on fairly worn hards. I'm not sure if those will last until the end, but they might. Noms on very worn softs up in 4th, maybe hoping for some rain to save him, but he will have to pit soon. Kader in 5th has had a nice faultless race here today, just pretty underrated, I think. Nandi utilizing his 4-stopper strategy. There is. Noms is into the pits. Corvid is past him. He's on fresh softs. And so is Razim on fresh mediums. And Nico Minardi just behind him on fairly fresh hard tires. So Noms is down into 8th, which gets him 11 points. That's 12 points. That would gain them 5 to Neon Sunset, which would kind of tie them. So it would be based on who has the best performance, or the best possession, the best finish of either team. That will be a bit tricky to figure out. Charge GT in these final laps, a bit of celebratory laps. He's 5 seconds out of Marion Frias on fresher tires. He's got nothing to lose unless rain comes in and he makes the wrong choice. But we've not seen rain all day. Pretty dry here in Adelaide. I'm not sure if that's how the weather is in real life. There's some parts of Australia that are desert, but I'm sure they still have rain sometimes. I think. Nuno in 3rd on those really worn hard tires, but it doesn't really matter too much whether those tires will last or not. He is nearly 10 seconds ahead of Kader in 4th. He's got that podium in the bag. Kader in 4th, of course. Nandi on more worn tires is in 5th. Corvid on his home race in 6th. Not too bad for him. Solid points for FGR. 2nd and 6th. Noms is up into 7th now. That's 13 points plus Mr. Bubbles 1. 14, which would be about 7 gained on Matimar. Matimar actually 8 gained. He's in 12th now. Got Noms in 7th. We got Kraft in 8th and Nico in 9th. Both behind them. Kraft's on more worn out soft and Nico Nardi's on hards. Razim is up in 10th position in the final top 10 spot. Danimator behind him in 11th. They were unable to quite challenge LSA here. Matimar in 12th, running behind Danimator on quite actually worn hard tires. Not as much as Nuno's, at least. Anti in 13th. Nothing crazy from him today either, unfortunately. He was at one point there in the top 6, hoping for rain probably. Corvid is now through ahead of Nandi. Some late excitement. Charge AT on his final lap. And Corvid has beaten Nandi to 5th position. We got Sexy Digger in 14th, Eurus in 15th. Got Charge AT celebrating Pumpkin in 16th, Mr. Bubbles in 17th. Goose, of course, had the DNF clutch issue. I am not legally responsible for that because Charge AT has just won the Australian Grand Prix. 2 wins in a row for the British driver. Marion Frias put up a great effort, but it's only second in the end in her final UL race for now. Nuno in third as he wins the title. Kader finishes in fourth. Incredible race for him. Corvid on his home race. It's P5. Nandi fighting Noms here to the line. Noms will get it. Noms will get sixth. Nandi in seventh. Kraft in eighth. Nico in ninth. Danimir and Razim just really slow there to the line. Razim finishes 10th. Danimir 11th. Maimar 12th. Anti in 13th. Sexy Digga across the line in 14th place. Eurist on his 100th race finishes in 15th. Pumpkin finishes in 16th. Well, he's gonna finish right about now. It's gonna, yeah, yeah, there he goes. He finishes 16th. Mr. Bubbles 17th. Goose will not finish in time, but he's classified 18th. Lots of interesting results here, and I think it will be RMC who take that 7th place spot in that little battle, and of course LSA, your constructors champions, and of course, as it was already decided before this race, Nuno, your drivers champions. So we'll have some hymns for them. We'll have some interviews probably in a second as well. Let's see who's in the little VC. Well, I don't see Nuno or Joe. That's a bit disappointing.
I have. I don't know what happened at the front, but I can tell what happened to my race.
Go ahead,
Basically,
Danny.
I had an engine failure.
Oh no.
I was running a different strategy on mediums, like different to everybody else. And I think at some point when Nuno was right next to me, when I was just wanting to slip him, I went straight into the wall because for the very first time my game tapped out, which it usually does in like practice races and stuff. It never did it in my history of league racing. It never did it in UL, and it did it now. I lost, I don't know, 5 seconds having to go to desktop, go back into the game. And the craziest thing is, somehow on the Steam page, I started playing a video on the shop page. So I heard the audio of that video while running. I took it for like 10 laps and then threw away my headphones. Yeah, and then lost another 5 seconds entering the pits at some point. And yeah, I basically got the Kimi Raikkonen treatment in his last race. Sort of doesn't mean it's my last race, but maybe last race as a main driver. I basically got an engine failure. So there you go.
Quite unfortunate there. What do you think, you and Razim unable to challenge for that title in this final round?
I mean, we weren't going into the race with any expectations. I mean, the fight was over, but we were having fun. Even the last laps, I am pretty sure he slowed down for me to just have a nice little last lap, the two of us, and I let him by. I don't even know if he got P10. I think so. So yeah, at
Yeah,
least
he
we
did.
finished that last race together, next to each other. But yeah, it was a very crazy last race.
Alright, thank you. I'm hearing that Nuno had to hurry, so let's hear from Mr. Nandi on Constructors Champion.
Oh, what a race, yeah.
Yeah, at the end there, you lost a few positions. You lost to Corvid, you lost to Noms at the very final straight. How do you feel?
Well, after getting instantly screwed on lap 1, falling down to P14, I decided to just fuck it and go for a 10 lap soft stint, which is an absolutely bad idea, but I just wanted to have some fun with the strategies, so I knew by the final lap my tires would be absolutely dead. I couldn't even take the hairpin. Lost like 2 seconds to Noms in the final lap. But from P14, it's really not bad to be 7.
Yeah, it worked quite well, just couldn't hold it together at the very last laps. But you are Constructors Champion again, with, of course, with Lev and with Nuno, who unfortunately can't be interviewed today. Um, so how does it feel to win is it your second now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No worries. Well, it's obviously always amazing to win something. And with Nuno, we got 3-1-2s, and I think we broke the record for most points. So it really is just something special to be teammates with him. I think he did the bigger part of the job. So
Well, it can't all be Nuno. You still have had a wonderful season. Thanks for
thank
talking with me, and Charge GT 2 wins in 2 races.
uh, yeah, I'm lost for words. Like, I don't even know how to react to that. Like, when the wet quali was called, I thought, like, immediately my chances were destroyed because I didn't do hardly any wet practice at all. But I don't know what happened, but I still managed to come fourth in the quali. And, you know, the first few laps went well. Managed to get up to first, bit aggressive maybe, but got up to first. And with the fewer pit stops, I think that was what mainly got me ahead by the end. So yeah.
All right, and Corvette, how was your home race?
Yeah, honestly pretty good. I had an absolutely shocking first stint. I was expecting to have that. And I got to run the recovery drive or recovery drives to P5, which I'm happy with. I got fast lap as well. Uh, yeah, really satisfying being able to show off at least some of my pace after being so far back at the start of the race. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I think it's if it was going to be any race to signal my last race in FGR, was going to be a recovery drive. So happy I was able to execute it well.
All right, well, I guess last but not least, Mr. Urist himself, 100 races in a row.
Woo! Yeah, that was a chill race. It had no rain, which is always a plus. Got a really great qualifying there in the rain. Not sure how that happened. But it's it's a really nice track to try and trial in. But it's not very easy to battle if you didn't have some practice battling with other people. Um, try to stay there, fighting for a P10 at the start, but then had some incidents in the first few laps, and I ended up fighting for like P14 with Sixy, Pumpkin, and Bubbles, I think.
Yeah.
And that was basically most of my race, just in that fight. I think I might have chosen the wrong strategy. Again, I had no idea what tires to go for. I ended up going with the softs because I heard you say that Hanandi was doing 10 lap softs. And I was like, okay, maybe I can do like 8 and 9 laps to the end there after lap 33. And that's what I did. But Sexy just gapped me. I did a lot of mistakes there. Going into the inside of corners was kind of silly. But yeah, I still managed to stay out of Pumpkin and Bubbles after a few pit stops. Not sure what happened to them. Maybe they were battling, and yeah, that was it. It was a chill race, no rain to mess with people's races, so it was cool.
Yep. Well, Nandi, can we get Levin here?
I could ask 1 sec.
Anyone wanna do donuts?
I already
Wanna
did
do
mine.
what? Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Celebratory donuts for the end of season.
Oh. Well, I have nothing to celebrate, but
What do you mean? Didn't you just win the championship?
yeah, in the like shittiest way possible. But
Wait, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Fucking 2 wins this season, like, bro. Only 2 wins. Like last full season, I had 8. I like the quadruple of this.
Yeah, okay, but you had some tough fights there.
Yeah, today would be impossible starting from P8.
Kubolev can't come right now.
Alright, well, anyone who wants to do donuts, get into the lobby. Gonna start in a few minutes. I'm gonna play the national anthems. First off, our World Drivers Champion of Ultimate League for, is it the 7th time?
6. Will
Si-
be 7 next season. But
6th time. Alright, the national anthem of Portugal.
oh, it's not on that part yet.
And the national anthem of Belarus for the constructors. Where's the shit? Okay. Alright, thank you for watching Ultimate League Season 14, and we'll see you next season for the kind of winter season, I guess, in about 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time actually. So hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.